Tim and Tony podcast brings you
the mild-mannered movie review with your hosts, Tim
and Tony. On this week's episode, we will be talking about Batman and Robin,
along with everything else happening in the geek world.
Are you not entertained? But tonight, we dine in hell!
Great Scott!
You play ball like a girl!
Are you good?
We're on a mission from God.
Life, finds a way.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
All right, how was your past week?
This week was pretty good. Not a lot going on. There's a couple TV shows that we caught up with, but we'll save that for later.
Save that for the next one. I did watch a few new movies that I haven't seen before.
Oh, which ones?
So yesterday I did nothing all day. It was fantastic.
Beautiful recovery.
Yes, from last week. But I watched Spectre, which I don't know why it took me so long to watch.
That came out a couple years ago.
I love Batman or James Bond. So, but yeah, that was a good one. I still like Skyfall better though. I think that was my favorite definitely. Daniel Craig one.
I don't know. Casino Royale was
that's number two, I think, for me.
It was a good way to
redo,
way to start the series, start over.
I did, and then I also watched Marshall, which was the Thurgood Marshall story, which was very good actually, with Black Panther and Josh Gad.
Oh yeah,
plays like
the lawyer, right?
Another lawyer, yeah. And then the big one that I watched though was the documentary Batman and Bill, which was the story of Bill Finger,
right?
yeah. Which
who no one
yeah.
ever gives credit to.
He finally got credit in 2015, and the first movie was Dawn of Justice.
Yeah,
and then I think it was like season 2 of Gotham. He got his byline, but yeah, it was really good. It starts. This guy was writing the book originally, and then they turned it into a documentary because he found like relatives of his, so that like they could fight to get him the byline. Because if they don't, there's no one. No one to get any.
If they have someone like from his estate or something do it.
Yeah, so like, it took him all that time, and he died in '74, like penniless, while Bob Kane had like screwed him over pretty much.
Pretty much.
But very good. It's on Hulu. Highly recommend it.
I think I'm gonna have to look into Hulu a little bit more. I'll use that free trial and then move on from there.
And then start paying.
And then go to that. All right, let's jump right into our first segment.
Clark Kent, just a mild-mannered reporter.
He doesn't want to be famous, and I'll make him infamous.
General, haven't you ever heard of freedom of the press?
I'm not a cop. I'm a reporter.
Gossip, rumors, panic in the streets. We're lucky.
Vicky Vale. I'm intrigued by Alex's giant bat story, so I've done
the Batman.
Nobody cares about Clark Kent taking on the Batman.
It is not. I resent that. Slander is spoken. In print, it's libel.
If the police won't help, the press has to do the right thing.
You serious?
First up on the docket, Kevin Smith suffered a massive heart attack, but now he's recovering and in good spirits.
Yeah.
Which the timing of this was
odd.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to put it. For our
if
last
something
episode,
happens to George Clooney,
we are not going to be held responsible.
Not going to be held responsible.
It is Sunday now, so anything after this or anything before this is not our fault.
It's not our fault.
But we're glad to see he's doing better.
Yeah,
we'll say that.
We also got our first look at Zachary Levi in his Shazam costume. Which looks very like old school.
It does, yeah. It's got
comics, yeah. They said it was going to look like Justice League War, but it just looks like the very old comics, like
not the
yeah.
This is almost like a brighter red. It seemed like the
very bright, yeah.
So, well, probably after
maybe
Justice
it's like
League.
a fursuit. That's
Yeah,
what I was thinking. Like that's his first suit he gets, and like someone makes fun of him or something.
And he has to change it.
Yeah. Or he asks, like, he's like talking to his friends, like, "Hey, isn't that new guy pretty cool? He looks like a dork."
Which I could absolutely see them going towards more of that kind of humor.
Yeah.
And then we also got our first teaser trailer for Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet, which
looks good.
Yeah. It looks a lot better than the original tease that they had.
What was the original? Didn't they
they
only showed a couple seconds, right?
It was real short. It was just like him and her in a thing, but I like how they're doing what's this Wi-Fi?
Wi-Fi. And I do like that he plugs it in and like they see it being plugged in into the thing, like the last one.
And then the logo.
They're gonna be unplugged.
So it's cool. I think it'll be pretty good.
Yeah, the first one was good. Yeah. So this isn't really news, but James Gunn just came out and said that Baby Groot is the son of the original Groot, and that the original Groot is dead. Which pissed a lot of people off.
A lot of people are not happy about this. Especially for him doing just like an offhand, like, I thought everyone knew this.
Yeah, I thought everyone knew.
It was a very interesting way to introduce that into the universe now. But Paramount is now in development of a Paul Walker documentary titled "I Am Paul Walker," which
I'll watch it.
I'll definitely watch it. Yeah.
It's they're the same guys that did the Heath Ledger one a few years ago. Yeah.
So
So this is gonna be good.
Probably get a little bit more into what was going on and more about him.
Behind the scenes of Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Sony news: Silver Sable and Black Cat movie will be delayed. They don't know when, but it was originally scheduled for February 8th, 2019.
There's no way it's gonna stick with that date, I don't think.
No, they're moving it back, but I think it's still gonna be in 2019 though.
Okay, so just not
because I think they said, I want to say they said they were releasing a couple movies, or maybe that was Fox is releasing movies in 2019.
Well, a lot of studios just kind of release their main schedules throughout like the next couple of years, so it'll be interesting to see what takes what place. And
I'm guessing they're waiting for Venom for this one,
probably to see how it does. Yeah. And then a new rumor suggests that the Aquaman trailer will drop at WonderCon 2018, which is going to be March 23rd through the 25th.
And that comes out in December. That movie,
right? So that'll be about.
So we're getting a
8
teaser,
to 9 months, yeah.
teaser
trailer, and then probably in another couple months we'll get the actual trailer.
Yeah. More DC. Kristen Wiig is in talks to play Cheetah in Wonder Woman 2. I don't know about this at all.
I was gonna say that.
It seems very
when I think
odd.
Vicious Killer of Wonder Woman, I don't think Kristen Wiig.
If she is talking to Warner Bros., it's got to be for a different role.
Absolutely,
not for Cheetah. I think people just wanted. Yeah, I mean, she kind of has the look, I guess, but but I can't think of like a performance she's given where she could play a serious villain,
like deadly villain.
Yeah,
I don't see
deadly.
It, you never know.
True.
Warner Brothers theme park reveals Batman's Gotham City will open in Abu Dhabi later this year. Which, why can't they open it somewhere in the States?
Yeah,
somewhere closer here.
Somewhere close. Yeah, I guess they have a Batcave.
It's like a Batcave, a city.
Yeah, the whole Gotham City.
I think they already have like a Metropolis one there too.
Yeah, I think they do actually.
Which, because I think Warner Brothers has in like that region, they have like a main studio like tour, like almost like amusement park. Which I'm sure it was probably because they could only have it out there, where the States wouldn't let them do it. But
so we gotta make our trip. Plan our trip to Abu Dhabi.
Visit the Burj Khalifa.
So we got some more rumor news that Joaquin Phoenix has reportedly no idea about the Joker standalone movie, which people said he was in talks to do.
You mean Joaquin Phoenix?
Joaquin. Also, this could just be him trying to keep quiet before they announce it, because I think they plan on filming in May, so
right. They said they're
going to announce who's going to be playing him and stuff soon. So maybe he's just keeping it quiet, or he legit has no idea.
Really, now it's just a flip of the coin, because they're all told, don't say anything. If don't even give a yes or no. Don't even nod. Just sit there and play dumb. And it's like, okay. Also, Chris Hemsworth is in negotiations for Men in Black spinoff, which is interesting. F. Gary Gray is attached to direct the sci-fi comedy, and the film is aiming to be released June 14th of 2019. So I'm assuming this is different from the Men in Black 22.
I think they're getting rid of that completely. I think they switched.
It's probably okay.
Yeah.
Although that would have been
a funny movie to watch. Yeah, but if you don't have Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones in that one, though, but at least doing a cameo is not worth it. Big news from Marvel. Infinity War is going to release a week early on April 27th.
Yep.
So one less week to wait.
One less week to wait. One more week to give Solo a better run.
I think they also, when Deadpool moved up,
yeah,
they wanted 3 weeks by themselves, I think.
Them. Which, I mean, it's all their company.
Yeah. Right. Well, not Deadpool.
Okay, a very long offshoot.
Yeah.
It's a Marvel property, but it's a Fox movie.
True.
Which they might or might not get now because of Comcast.
Yeah.
So that whole thing's up in the air again. But I'm glad that we'll get to see it a week early.
Yes.
Also, Jason Momoa's The Crow remake. It's an October 11th, 2019 release date. I haven't seen any. All I've heard is that he was attached to it.
Yeah, on this one. Yeah, I haven't
heard about it.
But it's a reboot of the original, though. They're not, because I think they did a few sequels to the original that did not do well at all.
Most people don't even
acknowledge them. Yeah. So that should be interesting. Now it's time for the dynamic book duo with Venom
and Carnage.
This week we did Venom, Lethal Protector, which is one of the bases of the new Venom movie coming out.
Yes, which I enjoyed the story overall. Yeah. First impressions, very good. I really liked the cover of it.
Yeah,
like the start.
All the cover art was good on it.
Yeah, because they have multiple.
On that last book, editions. They had. On the first book, they had
a couple variants,
yeah. But they had Carnage in them, which he wasn't even in this storyline. Yeah. But so this is kind of Eddie Brock has moved to San Francisco. He's made a deal with Spider-Man that he won't kill anybody anymore, and
Spider-Man won't chase him.
Yeah,
come after him.
And was it the cops are after him? Like right away, they recognize him.
Yeah, he tries to check into the hotel. They're like, "Hey, get out of here!"
Yeah, and so Spider-Man's like, "Oh, he's up to his old ways again," which I didn't understand at all. But Spider-Man goes to hunt him, and Eddie Brock's just trying to find a place to call home, pretty much.
Yeah, he's just looking for
fit in. Yeah, and is trying to help out these people so that he can live with them. And we'll get into them in a bit, but then like all these crazy things happens where he's
just one thing after another,
just terrible luck. People are after him, and then he finally finds a home at the end, though.
Yep.
I did like how they had like Eddie talking to the symbiote.
He's like,
yeah, we. It was a lot of we, and like he would talk to it, and like. When they form together, it's like, now we're Venom.
Yeah.
Like, now you're in trouble.
That scene, and it's like, oh, you've stalled long enough for me to recover, and now
did
we're
it like
back.
5 or 6 times.
Like the exact same
It was the same thing, like, haha, you just monologued long enough for me to come back. And I was like, yes. Which, I love that Eddie Brock is just massive, and then he was played by Topher Grace.
Yeah. Just two completely different...
Like, Venom is huge, and that's because Eddie Brock is literally a monster.
Yeah,
the way they draw him with his blonde mullet. But
But yeah, it seemed like for being a Venom story, there was a lot more Spider-Man
than I thought. Yeah, yeah. Like I figured it was going to be strictly Venom, maybe Spider-Man in the beginning,
right?
In the end, but like he had like his own storyline going on, like trying to find information out on Eddie,
right? Going to his father and then his nanny, I guess.
Yeah,
like his old
or
maid.
Yeah, and then he was going to breaking into the news station, trying to figure out information. That was good.
What was going on?
Yeah, then we get Venom, or Eddie, runs into these like homeless people who are getting assaulted and like saves them. And was it the whole like guard of people with guns show up, and Peter Parker thinks that he's killing everybody or something,
he's
or
like,
they're the good guys.
He's killing them already. It's like, no.
Yeah, and then,
I think Venom even explained like, "Hey, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
To kill them."
I think one of the pictures has Venom grabbing him, and it's like, "You're an idiot." Like,
yeah. Right.
But then they fall through the ground. And it's like, we traveled in time. And I was like, whoa, where is this story going?
Okay, I'm glad we were on the same page with that, because I was like, how did they travel through time? What is going on?
And it was like right at the end of the book, I was like, oh my god. And then like the next book opens like, oh no, we're just under San Francisco, in old San Francisco. Yeah. Which was crazy already. Yeah, and then they kick him out.
Yeah, they vote to not keep him.
Not keep him because they know who Venom is. Everyone does. But then this is where we get some of the more, like, bad guys start showing up. The actual villains of the book. The Life Foundation. And who was the other bad guy? Was like a real estate guy or something.
Was, the guy who like was going to redo the park.
Yeah,
he was... It was like Teese or something?
Tress.
Trents? Somewhere in the middle of
something those, like that. But he was looking for gold underground, which was really random.
Well, it's in San Francisco. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good. But
I liked how the jury, like how each one had their own own name.
Yeah, they look like Iron Man.
They're basically Iron Man knockoffs.
Yeah, because the jury was a bunch of guards from the prison that Venom broke out of originally to go kill Spider-Man. Exactly, yeah. And he killed... The first guard he killed is like their friend, and they're trying to get revenge on him, which was cool though, because like you get to see like the weapons they're using against him. They used a lot of fire and sound,
and,
like sonic blasts and stuff, which was cool.
Which they knew how to basically defeat him.
Yeah,
but
and every time
it never worked long enough until he's like,
I'm back.
We're back.
Yeah, what else was there? Alright, so like for the movie, I'm thinking they're definitely going Life Foundation, they've said.
Yeah, exactly. And
Life,
possibly multiple symbiotes, because
we see an extra canister. We only see one though. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe they only make Carnage in the movie, where in this book it was 5
of them. Yeah,
and I think it was like Pain, Agony. They had names.
Yeah,
I can't remember. Rage was the red one, or yellowish one. But yeah, that was cool. They took part of his symbiote and then aged it so that it could go on to these other people, and then that's how he defeated them. He aged it to dust. And Spider-Man's like, "What happens to the host?" He's like, they're not connected long enough. They might survive. You can't do that then." And then he knocks Spider-Man out.
We knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
It was almost like a Gollum. Like how he's talking in the Wii, or like the other side of him. Like the symbiote was talking. Mostly.
Yeah. It's like, we can't, and he would always be like, "We can't do that," or something like that. Like, yeah, then, what else? I did like that they had Spider-Man and him team up a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Even though, like, still at the end, which confused me, Spider-Man's like, "I'll let him go." It's like, you just proved he was innocent the whole time.
This entire journey here was like, oh no, he's actually doing really good stuff.
Yeah, and then Spider-Man's just like, "I'll let him keep doing good things."
He lives. Yeah, that was a whole...
There was a good fight at the end, though. And then Venom, like, almost sacrificed himself through the fire to stop one of the bombs, which is pretty cool. And then Venom finally gets to join the community under San Francisco at the end.
It's like, hold on, let me save everyone, and then it's like,
and then like the Reverend, I did like it was like the Reverend's like, you'll see or something, but I thought like he was supposed to say that to himself, and like everyone heard him though, like.
oh, did I say that out loud?
Yeah, that's what it seemed like though. Which would be interesting to see where the rest of this story goes after that. Because I mean, he's got to become a villain again eventually.
Right? Yeah, you're not just gonna leave Venom a good guy. Yeah. Basically.
I would like to read like Agent Venom. I haven't read any of those.
Yeah, I would like to read more comics in general, but
yeah,
with Venom as the lead, for sure.
Yeah, just the way he's drawn in the first place is very good.
I know it's a black suit with white, but I like how it's got like the blue to actually show its show it's like a blue black.
Yeah,
kind of like a Batman suit, but this Venom, the black suit is just phenomenal.
Yeah, I like him, like when it comes alive off of him, and like he uses it to threaten people. It's pretty sweet.
or like how he broke in, like past like the laser, like to that facility. It's like, okay, now you go, and it just kind of like slithered off and
through the laser beams and turns them off.
To him.
Many other final thoughts?
No, if this is the basis for the movie. Or at least
I could see
a loose connection. At least
I don't think they're gonna do the underground stuff.
Probably not.
We might see. I don't think we're gonna see the jury. I think we're gonna see. I think it's a lot of the.
It's gonna be mostly the Life Foundation.
Yeah, and building onto that.
Either building more of the symbiotes or like building.
It would
Carnage
be sweet to see 5 of them, but I think we're only gonna get Carnage.
That would be very expensive.
Yes,
very. And they have not had a lot of time. So that'll be interesting to see.
All right. So next week, if you want to read along, we will be doing Daredevil, the Man Without Fear.
By Frank Miller.
Yeah. Yep, Frank Miller. Sin City. So get Marvel Unlimited. It's $10 a month, or I think it was $60 for the year.
Yeah.
And it's like every Marvel comic you can read.
It's fantastic. And once you finish some of them, it'll take you right to the next book.
Yeah, which is perfect.
You don't have to look around or try and figure anything out, which is nice.
All right, looks like it's time for some TvT Trivia.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
I'm Spartacus!
I'm Spartacus.
I'm Batman.
I'm Wayne Brady Benz!
I am your father.
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman!
I am the Clit Commander.
I am Groot!
Yes, I'm Batman.
Come rich, biatch!
This week's theme is Batman and Robin.
All right.
Do you have the...
I do have the scores.
Got the scores.
I'm learning. Slowly learning. Tim, you had 39.25 points, and I had 36.74 points.
And Coca, -1.
-2. -2 for you now.
-2 for you.
But keep commenting. We like the engagement.
All right, I'll start with my Who Am I?
All right, let me get my list of characters.
Which I didn't do this week.
I hand wrote mine, which is a very long list.
Okay, I won a Razzie for my performance in this picture, but I also won a Kids' Choice Award. Kids are stupid.
Kids don't know what they want. Oh boy, I could think of all 4 right off the top of my head of what my guesses would be.
Take a stab at it.
I'm gonna take a stab. So they won a Razzie, and they won
a Kids' Choice Award.
For what?
The role.
The same role?
Yeah. In the same role in the movie.
I'm gonna have to go Arnold. It would be my first guess.
That's incorrect.
That's incorrect. Okay.
Okay.
That leaves the other three. I have a good second, though.
This is the reason I picked this person,
Crystal
just
Down.
for this clue. No. Coolio did the soundtrack to the movie that made me famous. So it's like a mini reunion.
Coolio did this. I'm probably going to fail out of this.
If you don't get the 1 point, though.
I would.
I made it super easy.
So Coolio did the soundtrack to
the movie that made
her famous. Then I would guess Uma Thurman.
Ooh, wrong.
Okay.
My last one. Don't be clueless and miss this point.
Okay. That would be Alicia Silverstone.
Yes.
Which I had no problem. The only problem I had was Barbara Wilson.
Yes.
Barbara Gordon. I liked her growing up.
Yeah.
This was what, 96 was the movie? 97?
97.
6 or 7? Perfect.
Perfect. Now, I think 2 years before, or Clueless was 2 years before this.
Yeah. Damn, see, yeah, that was... She was my third. I thought Arnold, Chris O'Donnell, or her.
Or her.
With my three. Top 10. All right, so...
You said her, and I thought you had it.
Almost. I'm setting up my score here, so that's why I'm taking a little bit. Okay, who am I? This is not my only DC or Marvel role that I have played.
Is it John Glover? Was it?
No. Yes.
Yes.
I mean, that was too easy.
That was too easy.
My other ones.
Lionel Luthor.
I have been several different characters, not just the same one. Mainly TV and voice acting.
What was the last one?
This is possibly my second most famous role, playing a doctor instead of a father.
Yep, Lionel Luthor. And he did the voice of...
The Riddler.
Yes, in the animated show.
Series, which is why I thought I would maybe get you, because there was a couple other people, but...
That was going to be... I was going to pick him, but I was like, he'll get it right away.
That would have been... It's too obvious because we talk about it. We talk about Smallville all the time. All right. What's your second one?
All right. Besides the Governor, who was the other governor in this film?
Oh, crap. Jesse Ventura.
Yes.
The guard.
They've been in... I'll give you like a little bonus, like half a point. What other 2 movies were him and Arnold in together?
Predator.
Yes.
And... I was going to say Conan, but...
No.
There's another actor who's in Conan with him. It's... Not Terminator. It's not Collateral Damage.
No.
What's the other one?
The Running Man.
Running Man.
Yeah. I'll give you 0.25 for that.
1.25.
1.25.
All right. I'll save that one for a bonus one. This and what other movie did the main actor not receive top billing?
This and what other movie?
Yeah, so I'm looking for the other movie.
Other Batman movie?
Yeah.
Batman? Is it Batman? 1989?
And who were the...
Jack Nicholson and Michael Keaton.
Yeah. Probably should have just said what other movie.
I would have guessed that one, though.
I'm sure that would have been... Oh, well, duh.
I did watch all of them this week.
That's right, yeah, you did.
Right.
I think Batman and Robin was probably one of the first Batman movies I saw. Either that or Batman.
Or Batman. I think Batman Returns is my favorite out of these 4, though. Penguin and Catwoman.
Yeah, I would go the original. Just the original.
Yeah. Okay, my third question. What movie poster did Joel Schumacher draw a cowl on to find his new Batman?
Shit. Because he cast him immediately after doing it.
Yep.
It was... Are you looking for the show or the movie?
Movie.
Well, I thought the newspaper, too.
I think it was a newspaper, but it was like the poster for that movie was on there.
What was he doing at the time? He'd only been in ER after that. Crap. What movie did... That's not going to help.
That's not gonna help.
Oh, quick, where's... Oh, from Dusk.
Yep. Damn it. I knew I shouldn't have put that as one of my favorites.
Take notes, kids. Stay in school.
Stay in school.
All right. I actually have a lot. I put a lot of bonus ones, but
Is this number 3?
This is number 3. Okay. What year was Bane created? The character Bane.
Character Bane was created in... I want to say 84.
I'll give you another clue. It's after the 90s.
After the 90s?
So 1990.
92 then? Or 93. It's one of those two.
93.
For the show? They didn't create it for the show. For the book, though.
No, for the book. I'll give you a quarter.
Okay.
Just to keep it going.
Alright, my bonus. What 2 actors never filmed a scene together?
My first thought would be O'Donnell and Schwarzenegger, even though they do have a scene together. But they did say they never actually filmed or were on set together a lot. Which 2 characters did not film together?
Mm-hmm.
I could say Uma Thurman and Michael Gough, which technically would probably be correct, but no way. No. Okay, that's what I'm gonna go with.
Which one?
Poison Ivy and Alfred. Damn it!
You should have went with the first one you said.
No way.
Schwarzenegger and O'Donnell.
Damn it!
Although they appeared in
the
scene together, they never actually filmed together.
Eat myself.
You had it.
What did I say? I should just stick with my first.
You answered it.
But no. See, that's why I was confused, because they did show up.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could for a lot of those,
but it was a stunt. Okay. Damn. All right. One of my bonuses. How many ice puns did Mr. Freeze make?
27.
Yeah, that was an easy one.
And he was paid $25 million.
$25 million.
Almost $1 million per pun. All right, my last bonus. Can you name both the actors that were in the first 4 Batman films?
I can, because that was one of my bonuses. It would be Pat Hingle and Michael Gough.
Yep.
For Commissioner Gordon and Alfred. Well, it was literally okay, I have another one. What real schools comprise Barba's College?
Oxford and Cambridge.
Yep.
What was it? It was like Oxenbridge.
Oxbridge.
Oxbridge.
So it's literally just...
It was literally those people. This isn't a question, but I thought this was pretty funny. This is the only movie in history of mankind in which Hulk Hogan and Anthony Hopkins were up for the same role.
That is absurd. 4, 5, 6.25 Taki mushrooms. 1, 2, 3, 4.25. Okay, so you got 6.25 points in that round, or this week. I got 4.25. So I'm gonna grab my calculator because we're dealing with 0.24s and 0.9s and other stuff like that. So I'm just gonna keep talking until I get my calculator. So Tim, you have 45.5 points. Very good. Averaging about 2 points a week.
Yeah.
If we're gonna break it down.
If we're gonna break it.
And then me, or I, whichever, for all you grammar people out there, I have 40.99 points.
99.
Making up that .01's gonna give me after this week. Alrighty. That's been our trivia this week. Now it's finally time for the main event, the moment you've all been waiting for, our review of Batman and Robin.
In
this universe, there's only one absolute. Everything freezes.
Hi, Freeze. I'm Batman.
All right, we're going to start with our own summary. The dynamic duo meet two new villains in Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy. They must trust each other to foil the supervillain's agendas.
All right. You can go first.
Yeah,
I think I went first last week.
Yeah, probably for the past couple of weeks, but...
No.
Oh, no, because our special guest.
Always went first.
All right, so I will go first for my top 5 parts of Batman and Robin besides the whole movie.
Besides the whole movie.
Contentious, yes, but I enjoyed it. I had fun with it. My number 1 is it's absolutely a comic book movie. That's how Joel Schumacher directed it. Supposedly, I read somewhere that
he would yell that
before.
Yell,
remember, everyone, this is a cartoon, and then start shooting. So that was just a train wreck. But this is absolutely a comic book movie.
Yeah.
The way, the puns, the dialogue, the scenery,
everything. Yeah,
pretty much everything, which I liked for it. Another thing that I liked, which is kind of odd, but the suit up scenes, mostly like the first one where like they're picking their weapons.
Okay,
like
that part, not the other part.
Not the gratuitous ass shots and
the crotch shots.
And the crotch shot.
No, but like them grabbing the tools and the belt.
Which one
stuff.
they're gonna go? The belt.
Okay. I was gonna say.
I know that's one of the problems. So
it is
hardly contentious, but also Batgirl suit up scene, fine.
That one was fine.
We'll throw that in there.
Yep.
My third part of the movie that I liked was the bike race
with Barbara and Dick.
I almost said Tim, but yeah, Barbara and Dick. And then how it was basically all just set up and the guy ruined the race pretty much or interfered.
They were heading towards a dead end before
how were they like thousands of stories up? I don't remember them driving.
Looked like they were underground the whole time. It's got them just hundreds of stories up the whole time. That was a good scene. Coolio. That's their little reunion. Yeah. She pays him.
Here's the money. The fourth thing I liked was Bruce Wayne. I liked Clooney's Bruce Wayne. I didn't mind his Batman.
I have the exact same feelings, actually.
I just liked
he was a very good, charming Bruce Wayne.
Exactly.
Which it's funny because they didn't have a female romance with that much. I mean, they had one, but
they cut a bunch of her scenes apparently.
Yeah, that was
also she never found out that he's Batman.
Yes,
every other movie,
and these are the first villains that don't know who he is.
Exactly. Yeah, that was the other thing. But yeah, the way he interacts with Dick and Alfred,
I didn't like him and the Dick relationship. Because they always seem to be fighting. Even when I watch Forever, they're still fighting in that one. It's like, are they ever going to become friends?
I didn't mind it because it seemed like it was right before he would split into Nightwing.
Which
also I just watched that animated episode where they explain how they split. So I didn't mind it. Also, I think, which we'll get to my honorable mention with the Nightwing thing. The fifth thing that I liked was how Freeze helps out with the cure
at the end. Yeah.
So it sticks with Freeze being like, okay, fine, I'm a doctor, I'll help save someone. His very small redemption.
And then they give him the ridiculous scene at the end. We're roommates. Winter has cometh.
I'm your new cellmate. And then my honorable mentions was that Robin's suit is basically the Nightwing suit, just not blue.
Yeah, not blue.
And a cape.
It's just the new 52 Nightwing, because that is red. It looks exactly the same.
I liked his Robin, how it was sleek, like the Robin logo that they used.
I didn't like the suit
too.
though.
The suit was
I think if they would have kept the suit from the end of Batman Forever, where it was the legit green and red and all that. And then, halfway through this one, give him that Nightwing one.
But then he would have another one to go into the cold one.
Who cares?
Also, I liked how his bike comes out of where the Batmobile is. And it like folds open and it's got like the bat signal and then the Robin.
No helmet though. Where's the safety?
He wears one when he races though.
He does.
He does that so she doesn't know who he is. But still, like and how he says, I'm going to do it on my own. So it kind of like they were supposed to have a trilogy, so it was supposed to be a Nightwing.
One more, and then there was supposed to be a spin-off.
Yeah. So I could see where they were going, but with them not doing it after,
especially with the costume, it definitely seemed like they were going to do a. But then this one ends where they're like, all right, we're partners now. So like they would have to have that third one where he's like, all right, I'm going to go on my own.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But the other thing I said was this would absolutely work as like an animated episode, having Freeze, Ivy, and Bane
all working together
to get, and like with bringing in Batgirl and Nightwing, Robin.
Yeah,
it would absolutely be able to work.
All right, mine. So to add on to it feels like a comic book. It feels like a Batman 66 episode for sure. Like he gets caught into Batman keeps getting caught into danger. Like Robin saves him and vice versa. And like I like the scene where Commissioner Gordon's talking to him, like FaceTiming with him. Is like that would never happen in any other Batman.
That technology is so good.
And then like they're at a charity ball. Batman and Robin. They're like hosting the charity ball. It's like the most ridiculous thing ever.
They're hosting it with Bruce Wayne's gems.
Yeah. Which
also, it looked like a Rainforest Cafe. Just like
it definitely could have been a Rainforest Cafe
which
that
would
they
totally
shot at.
Be fine.
Yeah, but it just felt like, because I mean, like the only thing they were missing was like that Adam West. Like if Clooney was just a little more serious, but like said ridiculous things, like it would have been a 66 episode for sure. Yeah, like and the villains were just ridiculous, and their plots were even more ridiculous. Then I did love that whole opening scene, but like them skydiving without parachutes on like these doors. Surfs up. And he says Cowabunga on the way down. And they're like none of them are like questioning like, hey, should we jump out or not?
No, like, they're like, oh, I saw him doing this to the exact same thing.
And he's surfing down skyscrapers and stuff. So ridiculous. Let's see. I also we already said we love Clooney as Bruce Wayne, and he's not a bad Batman. Definitely better than Val Kilmer, who was like a piece of wood walking around. Didn't act at all.
No, it was not the best one. I didn't hate it, but it was definitely not a great Val Kilmer one.
Yeah, he's the worst one. I've decided out of all of them.
Yeah,
but Clooney's up there though. He did a very good Bruce Wayne. I'd like to see him do an older one now. I think it'd be cool.
He could probably pull off an
old Batman, like
a Batman Beyond.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That would be cool. His chance at redemption.
I did like the serious parts of Mr. Freeze's story that they pretty much took from the animated show. I just didn't like that they did both of the story. Like he was like, I'm going to take over the world, but also I'm going to save my wife in the process. Like if they would have just had him, like his whole motive was to save his wife.
That would have been fun.
That would have been totally... But then you don't get the crazy him freezing the world scene, I guess. But like that's the only thing they would have had to get rid of. Is him freezing the world. Exactly. Which it could have just made it plants taking over the world at the end.
Yeah.
It would have worked out just as well.
Oh, I'm glad this is towards your end because it feeds into one of my problems that I was
also from the beginning, the bat skates. And the hockey game that ensued. Just ridiculous.
Here you go, Coca, just for you, the hockey reference.
The hockey reference.
But yeah, how they had the skates in
their boots already.
All times.
Just so ridiculous. I think there's at least like 7 puns in that opening too.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Maybe 10.
Also, when Robin jumps in, it's a perfect bad signal.
No, it's a Robin signal. Yeah.
It's absolutely perfect.
I watched the intro again this morning, and I noticed the second time. I was like, because they cut back to it, and it's like perfect.
In the background too, it's just like the perfect outline.
My honorable mentions, just Coolio being in the movie. I guess he was supposed to play Scarecrow in the third one.
Yep.
What else? Oh, the bad American Express card, never leave the cave without
it.
And it expires forever. Robin being pulled under by the vines it's like at the end when he's fighting with Ivy. But there's a scene where he's like fighting underwater, and then like he gets up, and then like they just put it in reverse, and he goes back under, and then they cut back to him, and they show the same scene of him actually getting out this time.
Hey, it saves money.
Yeah, it was. It's so blatantly obvious it's in reverse. But those are my top 5.
All right, we'll go to my couple problems with the movie. Number 1, the fake ice. How on like
when people get frozen,
when the city's frozen, when the car's door is frozen,
the
ice just waves like in the wind, basically. And I get it; it's hard to do that, especially that time. But come on,
come on,
at least make a little bit more.
I did forget when those. I did love. What was it? The 2 people that were working in like the space station, the scientists, the observatory.
I wrote them down because I wasn't sure if you were going to pull one.
But when they get unfrozen and like the thing starts coming at them, and the one guy's just like, "It's going to be one of those days." I was dying laughing at that scene. I don't know why.
I think the Joel Schumacher uses them in a
lot of them. Yeah.
That's why I wrote them down just in case you were going to bring that up. And then the other problem I had with this was the Bane voice. How they just made him a big, dumb idiot, basically.
Gun,
Bane, bomb.
Like, I think those are the only thing he says.
Bomb. Like, that's all. When he's like the most adversarious. I just made up the word, but...
Well, he's the strongest and most intelligent villain that Batman's ever faced.
That's the best way to put it, yes.
Those 2 together. I guess not most... like intelligence and strength
yes.
put together.
But yes. So I did not like how they handled him.
He was not born in the dark.
No, he was born from Venom, straight up Venom.
Which I did like that part.
I like that. Yes,
they
brought the story.
He did have a good Lucha Libre mask, which looked good, but they could have just made him more intelligent.
Also, how they started in like South America, I think.
Was it?
I think so. Because when she comes back, he's like, "Oh yeah, wasn't it the lab that we?"
Yeah.
So it kind of brings their stories together, but I didn't like how they got him.
Yeah, he just wasn't the greatest. Okay, so mine will be Barbara Wilson instead of doing Barbara Gordon, which, you know the reason why they did that? It's because they didn't believe that she would be the daughter of Pat Hingle.
Right, yeah. Which is absurd.
Why she's believable as Michael Go's niece, though? Yeah. Doesn't make any more sense. And, like, she doesn't have a British accent, which... Nope. She's going to school in London or wherever. Somewhere in England. In the UK. And they could have just made her Barbara Gordon.
They should have. That would have made
a little more. I guess her living in the mansion wouldn't make sense, but.
Oh yeah, true. Hey, Dad, I'm gonna stay with.
Yeah.
Okay.
She could have been dating Dick though.
They could have. They
could have done that.
They should have brought that in.
That would have been so much better.
Which I liked how. When he answered the door, he's like, please be looking for me.
Please be looking for me. And then the scenes where they put the suits on. But, like, not the whole thing, just when they zoom in on the butt, and then, like, the bat nipples, and just the crotch. Which she even makes, Poison Ivy even makes a joke about it. I don't think I wrote it down, though. It's like, I love an anatomically correct bat suit or something like that.
When they're fighting... underneath like Freeze's lair, I think.
Yeah, and
She's like trying to hit on him.
And she's like every Poison Ivy action figure comes with Bane.
Which would be funny if they actually
they did
like shipped them.
I bet you they did.
I guess he did the bat nipples because he wanted it like anatomically correct. Whatever. 6 or 7-year-old me didn't care. It was a Batman movie. Like
I just didn't like to zoom in on it. I think
no,
they like blatantly showed. That.
Yeah, it was a little much.
You didn't need to. Just don't put the collar.
If it would have been okay, fine.
The belt and the gloves maybe, and then the collar.
The collar, yeah.
That's all you need. Other than that, though, I mean, there's a few other little things that piss me off. Yeah, but like they were going for definitely something here.
Yes, and they achieved whatever they were going for. Comic book theme and lighter and all that stuff.
If we ever do Forever, though, my one thing about that is they use neon lights for everything.
Holy metal, Batman.
Yeah, see, like, why didn't
metal.
they... No,
got
holy...
holes.
No, it's holy rusted metal, Batman. Like,
Holy
why didn't he... This is the perfect movie to have him say holy something, and he never does. Come on. Almost. Alright,
now we're going to do some of our favorite quotes.
Cool party.
Which that leads perfectly into
yours.
My first one is just Mr. Freeze.
All 27.
All 27 puns. I think every line had some sort of cold or...
What killed the Ice Age? Or no, what killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age. He just freezes a dinosaur and then they run away.
And it explodes. I don't know. I enjoy it.
Let's
break
the ice.
Yeah. Always winterize your pipes. That's always stuck with me too. So a lot of things I keep with me after this movie.
Always winterize your pipes.
And then my second one was, I wrote it out. Hopefully I can read my writing, but death and chance stole your parents, but rather than become a victim, you have done everything in your power to control the fates. For what is Batman, if not an effort to master the chaos that sweeps our world, an attempt to control death itself? When him and Alfred were talking.
Yeah.
And it's one of those Alfred lines where you're like, well, he knows what's going on. It's probably one of the lines, too, that they added where it's like, all right, comic, we got to tie it in with the book somewhere. Which, I don't know, I just liked it. And then the end, when they find out, when she's like, hey guys, it's me, Barbara. Yeah. She's like,
we're going to have to kill her now.
Goes,
she's been to the Batcave.
She's been to the Batcave, she knows who we are. He's like, we'll kill her later, we've got work to do.
We've got work to do. I was going to do, actually my second one, I was going to do, I have part of that whole thing. I was going to do the whole thing, but it was just like too big. I was like, I'll just take this part out. But, alright, I got one of my freeze ones. Tonight's forecast, a freeze is coming. Just some of the ridiculous things he said before he shot his freeze gun. Then number 2 would be the that like beginning of yours, but when she goes like, she's like, who are you? And she's like, Batgirl. He's like, well, that's not very PC. What about Batwoman or Batperson? Just ridiculous.
Especially after
she fought Ivy and just beat Ivy up. And then my last one, after he says, I need a car. Chicks dig the car. This is why Superman works alone.
Wait, that's just perfect. It's just perfect to like add them in.
Yeah. And then another little like thing I thought that they added from like the comics was the jewel that Poison Ivy wanted to steal, and then that Freeze stole, is the necklace of Isis. Which is a superhero.
Okay.
Which is Zari from Legends of Tomorrow.
I think in the animated version too, that was Catwoman's cat's name.
Really? Yeah. Oh yeah, it is. I think they use that name a lot.
They do.
Now you can't.
Before you couldn't use it. Just like Archer.
Yeah, and they don't use that anymore.
No, they don't. They kind of change it every season.
Yeah. All right. So this week we're gonna recast the 2 villains, and then I don't know. Did you do this if it was a serious movie or? I kind of did.
I kind of just did it. Like
yeah.
Who I would picture in that role as it was.
Okay. Oh, as it was.
As it was, and kind of a little bit now.
Okay.
Not at that time. Like.
Yeah, I have like 2.
This is a tricky one.
I think the ones I did are for like if they ever did it in the future of like the new franchise. I think
which I could totally see.
Yeah.
One of yours I am very much on board with. We'll let you.
You could go first.
Oh yeah, I'll go first. So for Mr. Freeze, I searched bald actors.
I searched bald actors.
Which I know, Rosie, you're not bald, and I'm sure you're not listening. But
I'm sure.
I picked Michael Rosenbaum for Mr. Freeze.
He would be a good villain.
He's got the villain role. He could do like this nice softer side for like when he's with his wife, and be like emotional. I also chose Michael Chiklis. The Thing. He's like a big body. He can. So it's going like the Arnold Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
Would be Michael Chiklis. If we were to do it now, I would do Michael Rosen. Because he's like a thinner. Mr. Freeze isn't like
massive.
The world's giantest man.
Yeah. Which I did love their reasoning for that. They made him like a biathlon or something. Yeah. He's a scientist, but also a biathlon.
Also super ripped. And then for Poison Ivy, just someone who I thought could kind of get like the lines and like the mystery seductress type, I guess you could say. I did Cara Delevingne. So kind of like Enchantress. But a better role.
But a better, with more personality.
Exactly. And then, I kind of just threw this one on there. It might work. Instead of maybe Batgirl, Lindsay Lohan could be Poison Ivy. She's got the
red hair,
the seductress type. So.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, that was...
All right, my two, Mr. Freeze. Andre Broger from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, the captain. Like, I know he's funny,
he could
but
do deadpan, really.
But he could do like that, I'm thinking like animated Mr. Freeze where he just sounds like a robot.
He's got slight robotic.
And if he did that, like, he's been in serious things, so I think he could pull it off. And then, absolutely. Like, if you needed him to, he could also do a bunch of ice puns in that voice. So he could go either way. I think
if they ever do another Mr. Freeze, they cannot lose the puns. They have to do at least one to
just
be like,
one. Just
to reference
one.
It. It's got to be a really good one, though.
It's got to be the best one. And then my other one would be Michael C. Hall, the guy from Dexter, who plays like a very ice cold villain murderer. So I think he can.
Unintended.
Yes. So I think he could pull it off.
I like that.
And then for my Poison Ivy, I did Natalie Dormer, and I think she would be good, just like the villain type, and she's pretty hot too. So bonus.
I would just say any Poison Ivy actress, you could probably just
but I could see her from like her Game of Thrones roles, like. I
Where
could see
she
her
could pull the ruthless like, killer vibe off.
Yeah. And then my other one is Kate Mara.
That's the one I'm real. That's the one.
See, she's got the look, but I can't think of a role where she's been like a villain though. So I think it would be something new for her.
The only thing I could see that might spark it would have been in Shooter when she's
she's a little more
when she like turns for like half a second.
Yeah.
But I think she could pull. I think she'd be able to pull out.
She needs redemption after Sue Storm. All right. Any final thoughts on the movie?
No. Just that I know it gets a lot of hate, which probably deservedly, yes. I'll agree with it. I'm not going to deny that. But I liked it. It was one of my early ones I saw. It's always stuck with me. The like Mr. Freeze's car or tank.
Yeah,
that
tank.
Looks awesome.
That was another thing that you got rid of from your things that I didn't like was the Batmobile.
Oh, you know what? That was actually... I think I had another trivia somewhere.
About
the Batmobile. Where did I...
It looked okay. It was just the fact that he didn't have anything covering his head. Like, he was just sitting in there.
Yeah, that's one of the... What? Oh, okay.
Why?
This is a ancillary random, but... What made this Batmobile different from all the others?
It only sat one person.
There you go. That's why you're the master.
Yep.
But yeah, like
I liked it more. I liked it more than Forever, but the first two were the best.
Oh, the '89 cars.
Yeah,
I think that's my number one.
Yeah, but then. Like, this one's okay. You can see they were definitely making it for toys.
Oh, absolutely. I think I had the snow Batmobile.
It was made for the toy just so you could put the action figure in. You didn't even have a hood over him. So I feel like... And then he didn't wear anything on his face.
No, he just wore his, like, regular...
This is getting hit with bugs. Him and Robin just getting hit in the face with bugs.
But his, like, Sub-Zero one... That had a cage and a shield that, like, swung over. Yeah. That was cool.
That was another thing. Did they go back to the Batcave and change? Because they were all wearing normal clothes, and then they've gotten their Sub-Zero outfits. Right?
It's the only way that would have made sense.
For my final thoughts, I was thinking, if you were to make a sequel to this, I know like they had a plan for one, but what would you do?
What would I do? Like, as far as, like, who would I bring in as a villain?
Yeah, because, like, they wanted to do Scarecrow, and they wanted him to be in, like, the Fear Toxin and see all the past villains. That was his original plan, and to make it darker. But if you're going to keep it the same tone.
The same tone?
Yeah.
Then I would have to throw... everything that's coming to mind is like 66 stuff.
Yeah.
Where it's
Which would be awesome to see.
Yeah. I would probably... So it's technically in the same universe
as the other one. So you could use any of the past people.
Catwoman, Penguin, and Joker.
Penguin's dead. I guess you could still use them.
Use them.
But, like, Joker's dead. And
so then we'd have to pull Clock King, maybe? Just being like...
Go back in time.
You're out of time. All the puns. And still following the kind of, like, semi-serious...
Yeah.
You'd probably have to go more into Batgirl, Robin, and him, all of them together.
Yeah.
Is what I would do. More of them, and then focus on either one other villain or... I would probably say one villain, because everything else has been like two or three.
Yeah, I was thinking if we did... If I wanted to see it, I would want to see, like, Clayface.
That would be...
Because that would just be... Because then you could get, like, a bunch of different actors to play the person, because he's just switching around. Yeah. And then at the end, maybe we see him as like the monster. The Clay.
That would be cool.
That would be pretty sweet.
I like that. Hit us up.
Hit us up.
Hit us up, Warner Brothers.
We'll make you a fifth movie in your Batman.
$1 billion idea right here. Billion with a B.
Billion with a B. Alright, so that's that. Let's rank some Clooney. This week we're going to rank our top 5 Clooney movies.
Which, spoiler alert, turns out I haven't seen many George Clooney movies. But I'll do my top 5. Right. Number 1, Ocean's 11.
Great movie.
Fantastic film. My number 2, I did Ocean's 13.
Because I haven't seen
many other movies.
That's the order that this goes in.
That's the order that it would go in, yes.
Yes.
My number 3 was Monuments Men, which I like. I like that movie.
Great cast.
Fantastic, yeah. Where it's like not one person outshone everyone kind of was their own character.
Which he also directed.
Yes.
Bonus points.
That's a
bonus for you.
And then number 4, Batman and Robin. It's what I always associate him with.
Batman.
Whenever I think of the Batman, he's up there.
He's up
on the list, not necessarily in rank order. But then my number 5 movie, Ocean's 12.
The worst
easily
one on there.
the least, the worst out of the Ocean's movie.
Yes,
so far.
So far,
I'm not going to prejudge 8. But we'll see what happens.
It can't be worse than 12. All right, my top 5. My number 1, Ocean's 11.
Fantastic,
great movie. My number 2, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Great movie.
I've seen parts of it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
What do they sing? They sing a song. I can't remember what it is, but it's fantastic.
I know
listen to it. I just watched it last night and I'm blanking. The Soggy Bottom Boys is what their name was. Yeah, but that movie's great, based on Homer's Odyssey. And then Perfect Storm, Marky Mark and George Clooney and John C. Reilly. Really random cast in that one. But that's a good one.
It's fun going back and watching movies now from before when we all started paying attention.
Yeah, and you notice everybody.
Okay, you were in this. You acted with that person. And
my number 4, Three Kings, another Marky Mark and George, but with Ice Cube this time. Fantastic movie. I think it's during. What is it? I can't remember what war, but
2 Cold.
No, it's
1 1812
Desert Storm, something like that,
I
or
was way early.
Something like that, I think. But that's a good one. They're trying to rob a bunch of people. Very similar to Ocean's 11. And then number 5, From Dusk Till Dawn. Great movie. Great vampire movie.
Yes, it was one of Robert Rodriguez, right? Or,
yeah, and Quentin Tarantino wrote it, I think, or no, he was in it. He was the brother. I know. I want to say he might have helped write it, but that's a great one. And those are my 5.
Scrolling through all the rest of the pictures that one of these days I'll get down how many and how to time
it out.
Right now we're on the snowsuits.
I think that's the last one.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Just peeked ahead, but we'll leave you off on the silver. Which, looking at it, Batman does not have any bat nipples on this one.
Because covered by the
Robin does.
Robin does.
And technically, Batgirl does a little bit.
Yeah.
Or it's one of those. It comes to a point in the similar. I don't get women's fashion. I'll throw that out there. But that has been
our show today. Hope you enjoyed it.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tim and Tony Talk, and leave us a comment.
You can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Tim and Tony Talk, and follow us on Twitter @Tim and Tony Talk.
Also, check out our new website, timandtonytalk.com, to keep up with our blog and podcast.
And then make sure to join us next week for the mild-mannered movie review when we discuss Tomb Raider. And later that week, we get the new Tomb Raider. Thanks for listening. I'm Tim.
And I'm Tony, and we are the Dynamic Duo.
Good night.